Recently, there have been claims that RIZE's latest concept shares too many similarities with ONYX's past work, but it's important to remember that ONYX disbanded a while ago, and any comparisons to them are essentially comparing RIZE to a group that no longer exists. So the question becomes, is RIZE really copying a group that's not even active anymore, or is it just a case of similar trends appearing across the Dpop space? RIZE has emerged in the virtual pop scene with a distinct identity, and while there are some visual overlaps with ONYX's past work, this isn't about copying, it's about shared stylistic trends in the genre. The Dpop world often explores similar futuristic aesthetics, and it's not surprising that RIZE and ONYX may have explored similar concepts, but this is not an instance of one group copying another, it's about the genre's evolution and where RIZE fits within that. Let's talk about digital pop as a whole. The genre is still developing, and many groups, past and present, are working with similar ideas, from digital avatars to high-tech visuals. Just because RIZE uses some of the same futuristic elements that ONYX did doesn't mean they're copying them. It's a common aesthetic used across the genre, and with ONYX no longer active, there's really no basis to claim that RIZE is imitating something that isn't even in the game anymore. RIZE is not just a copy of ONYX, they are innovating within the space. Their unique approach to Dpop, their storytelling, and how they're engaging with fans all reflect RIZE's own identity. It's not about taking from a disbanded group, it's about what RIZE are creating for themselves. The bigger question is whether the digital pop genre is being allowed to evolve naturally. Just because two groups might use similar design elements doesn't mean one is copying the other. RIZE has potential to create something fresh and unique, and comparing them to a group that has disbanded only stunts the growth of the genre as a whole. This space is still wide open, and RIZE is carving out their own path. Now, it's no surprise that netizens are quick to voice their opinions, especially when it comes to Dpop, a genre that's still in its early stages. Fans get attached to a group's identity, and sometimes that leads to overblown accusations. Netizens want to see their favorite groups succeed and sometimes can't separate influence from imitation. The idea of copying gets thrown around loosely without looking at the bigger picture. To wrap it up, the accusations that RIZE is copying ONYX are more on assumptions and success of RIZE than any solid evidence. Netizens need to realize that Dpop is evolving, and that what we're seeing from RIZE is their own interpretation of futuristic aesthetics, not a blatant copy of a disbanded group. It's time to stop comparing them to ONYX and start recognizing them for what they're doing in the present. At the end of the day, RIZE is part of a larger movement in Dpop, and their visual style may seem similar to what ONYX once represented, but this is about the genre's shared aesthetic and not about copying. Netizens should focus on the originality RIZE is bringing to the table rather than focusing on outdated comparisons to a group that's no longer active.